We live in a world that is in constant flux, where the certainties of yesterday may become the ambiguities of today and vanish entirely by tomorrow. Our lives, much like a flowing river, carry us through different phases from prosperity to decline, from peace to hardship. Within this cycle, there exists an invisible yet powerful rule that governs our existence, a rule that is encapsulated in the saying, good times create weak people. Weak people create bad times. Bad times create strong people. Strong people create good times. This statement is not merely an observation about society, but a profound reminder, a lesson that each of us needs to internalize. Today, I invite you to reflect deeply on its significance. And through this reflection, discover how we can become stronger, not only to overcome difficult times, but to build a better future for ourselves and those around us. 1. Good times create weak people. The allure of prosperity is undeniable. When we find ourselves in times of abundance, where material needs are easily met and opportunities seem boundless, it's natural to embrace the comfort and security that comes with it. However, it is in these very moments of ease that the seeds of weakness often take root, subtly and imperceptibly, within the fabric of our lives and society. Good times, characterized by economic stability, social harmony, and technological advancements, are often seen as the pinnacle of human achievement. These periods are when we enjoy the fruits of our labor, where the struggles of previous generations seem a distant memory, and the challenges that once demanded resilience and grit are no longer present. Yet, as we bask in the glow of prosperity, we can become victims of our own success. One of the most profound consequences of prolonged comfort is the erosion of the very qualities that brought us to these good times in the first place. The hardships that once shaped our character, the struggles that forced us to grow, and the adversities that made us stronger all begin to fade into the background. In their place, a subtle complacency starts to emerge. We begin to take the good times for granted, assuming they will last forever, and in doing so, we forget the effort and sacrifice that made them possible. As comfort becomes the norm, the drive to push boundaries, to innovate, and to persevere in the face of challenges weakens. When life is easy, there is little incentive to struggle, to confront discomfort, or to take risks. The hunger for improvement diminishes, and with it, the resilience that once defined us. In such an environment, personal growth slows, and the capacity to endure hardship wanes. The strength of character honed through adversity gradually dulls. On a societal level, this weakening manifests in various ways. Leaders, no longer tempered by the fires of adversity, may become more concerned with maintaining the status quo than with driving progress. Citizens, accustomed to a life of ease, may lose their sense of civic duty and personal responsibility. Social systems, built during times of struggle, may become bloated and inefficient, burdened by the very prosperity they were designed to sustain. Moreover, the loss of resilience is not merely a matter of individual or societal well-being, it has profound implications for the future. As we grow accustomed to the ease of good times, we may fail to recognize the signs of impending challenges. The vigilance that once guarded against complacency is replaced by a false sense of security. We begin to assume that the good times will continue indefinitely, and in this assumption lies our greatest vulnerability. History has shown us time and again that no period of prosperity lasts forever. The Roman Empire, once the most powerful civilization on earth, fell into decline when its citizens and leaders, softened by wealth and power, lost the virtues that had built the empire. The same can be said of other great civilizations that, at the height of their success, became victims of their own complacency, eventually giving way to decline and collapse. In our modern world, the cycle continues. We see it in economies that experience booms followed by busts, in societies that enjoy periods of peace only to be disrupted by internal or external strife. The cycle is inevitable, and yet it is not fate. We can choose how we respond to the good times. To prevent the erosion of strength in times of prosperity, we must consciously cultivate the qualities that adversity once demanded. We must challenge ourselves, even when life is comfortable, to step outside our zones of comfort, to seek out new challenges, and to remain vigilant against the seduction of ease. We must remember that true strength is not built in times of comfort, but in the willingness to confront discomfort, to take risks, and to grow despite the absence of necessity. The greatest danger of good times is not the loss of material wealth, but the loss of the inner strength and resilience that come from facing and overcoming challenges. It is the weakening of the spirit, the dulling of the mind, and the softening of the will. If we allow this to happen, the good times will inevitably create weak people, setting the stage for the bad times that follow. Thus, while we enjoy the benefits of prosperity, let us not forget the importance of maintaining our inner strength. Let us continue to cultivate resilience, to seek out growth, and to challenge ourselves so that we may not only sustain the good times, but also be prepared to face the inevitable challenges that lie ahead. 2. Weak people create bad times. When a society is led by weak people, those who lack resilience and leadership, it is easy for that society to fall into chaos and crisis. Poor decisions, indecisiveness, and reliance on external factors instead of self-reliance all contribute to the creation of bad times. Weak people, rather than facing challenges head-on, often seek to avoid them. They lack the strength to defend the values and principles upon which society was built. They are easily swayed by negative influences from the outside, and instead of standing up and fighting, they accept decline as inevitable. This leads to a loss of faith, the disintegration of social structures, and ultimately the onset of bad times. Throughout history, we have witnessed many examples of how weak leadership has driven societies into crisis. Leaders who lack the ability to make tough decisions or who are unwilling to face harsh realities often lead their societies to downfall. 3. Bad times create strong people. There is a profound and paradoxical truth about hardship. While it can break us, it also has the unique power to forge us into something stronger, more resilient, and more capable than we ever thought possible. Bad times, though often dreaded, are the crucibles in which strength is born. In moments of adversity, when the comforts and certainties of life are stripped away, we are forced to confront the raw realities of existence. These are the times when we must dig deep into ourselves, reaching into reserves of courage, determination, and resilience that we might not even know we possess. It is during these moments that our true character is revealed, not only to the world but to ourselves. Adversity demands action. It pushes us to adapt, to innovate, and to find solutions where none seem apparent. When the familiar paths are blocked, we are compelled to forge new ones. This process is not without pain, but it is through this pain that we grow. Just as a muscle must tear and heal to become stronger, so too must our spirits endure the strains of hardship to develop true resilience. Bad times test us in ways that good times cannot. They strip away the superficial layers of our identity and lay bare the core of who we are. When everything around us seems to be falling apart, we are faced with a choice to succumb to despair or to rise above it. Those who choose the latter discover an inner strength that can only be revealed through struggle. This strength is not merely physical or even mental, it is a profound resilience of the spirit. It is the ability to stand firm in the face of overwhelming odds, to keep moving forward even when the road is uncertain, and to maintain hope when all seems lost. It is the quiet, unyielding determination that says, I will not be defeated even when the world offers every reason to give up. Throughout history, some of the greatest leaders, thinkers, and innovators have emerged from the crucible of adversity. They were not born strong, they became strong through the trials they faced. These individuals did not shy away from difficulty, they embraced it, knowing that it was the very thing that would refine them into the people they needed to be. Consider the story of Nelson Mandela, who after spending 27 years in prison, emerged not broken, but stronger and more determined than ever to fight for justice and equality. His years of suffering did not diminish him, they forged him into a leader who could unite a fractured nation. Or think of Thomas Edison, who after thousands of failed attempts to create the light bulb, did not view his failures as defeat, but as steps on the path to success. It was through these repeated setbacks that he developed the perseverance and ingenuity that would ultimately change the world. In both cases and countless others, it was not in spite of the bad times, but because of them, that these individuals achieved greatness. They were tempered by their struggles, honed by their failures, and strengthened by their hardships. They did not merely survive their bad times, they were transformed by them. Bad times also teach us invaluable lessons about ourselves and the world around us. They force us to confront our weaknesses, to recognize our limitations, and to develop the qualities we need to overcome them. In doing so, they make us more self-aware, more empathetic, and more capable of understanding and helping others who are also struggling. Furthermore, bad times reveal the importance of community and solidarity. When we are faced with overwhelming challenges, we often find strength not only within ourselves, but in those around us. It is in these moments of shared struggle that we discover the power of human connection, the ability to uplift, support, and inspire one another. Adversity can break down walls between people, creating bonds that are stronger and more meaningful than those forged in times of ease. However, it is important to recognize that the strength gained from bad times does not come automatically. It requires a conscious choice to engage with the struggle rather than retreat from it. It requires us to face our fears, to confront our pain, and to persist even when the outcome is uncertain. This process is not easy, but it is essential. For it is only by embracing the challenges that life presents us that we can emerge stronger on the other side. In the end, bad times are the forge in which strong people are made. They are the tests that strip away the inessential and leave behind only what is true and enduring. The strength that emerges from these trials is not fleeting or superficial. It is deep, lasting, and unshakable. It is the kind of strength that not only survives hardship, but is nourished by it, growing ever more resilient with each challenge faced. This strength becomes the foundation upon which new lives are built, upon which new opportunities are seized, and upon which new chapters in history are written. It is the strength that, in time, will lead us out of the darkness of bad times and into the light of better days. So when bad times come, and they inevitably will, do not fear them. Instead, recognize them for what they are: the necessary crucible of growth, the essential forge of strength. Embrace them, for they hold the key to your future and to the future of those around you. They are not the end of the story, but the beginning of a new chapter, one in which you emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable than ever before. 4. Strong people create good times. And when people become strong, when they learn how to overcome difficulties and face challenges, they begin to rebuild their society. These strong people become the leaders, the ones who guide society through dark times and towards a brighter future. They are not just survivors of hardship, but creators of opportunity. They rebuild the economy, reform society, and create better conditions for future generations. They refuse to accept the status quo and are always striving for a better future. Good times do not arise spontaneously. They are created by strong individuals who have learned from past hardships. And when these individuals lead, society flourishes, life becomes easier, and we enter a new cycle of prosperity. The endless cycle and the lessons learned. We have seen that the phrase "good times create weak people." Weak people create bad times. Bad times create strong people. Strong people create good times is not just a simple adage, but a fundamental rule of life. It is an endless cycle, with each phase intricately linked to the other. But the most important takeaway from this rule is the lesson of resilience and personal responsibility. We may not control everything that happens around us, but we can control how we respond to it. We can choose how to face adversity, we can choose how to learn from failures, and we can choose how to become stronger from the challenges we encounter. In life, we cannot avoid bad times, but it is precisely during these times that we have the opportunity to demonstrate our character, to build our resilience, and to become stronger. And once we have become strong, we will have the capacity to create better times for ourselves and for society as a whole. So how can we apply this rule to our personal and social lives? First, we must acknowledge that nothing lasts forever, not even good times. We must always maintain a resilient spirit, not letting comfort make us lose our drive. We must always be ready for the challenges that can arise at any moment, for it is in these challenges that we find our true potential. Learning to overcome bad times. When bad times do come, instead of avoiding them, we need to learn to face and overcome them. This is the time to focus on building mental strength, developing skills, and maintaining patience. One of the key factors in overcoming bad times is positive thinking. Rather than dwelling in anxiety and fear, we need to learn to view hardships as opportunities for growth. Positive thinking does not mean ignoring reality, but rather finding ways to turn challenges into advantages. When we change our perspective on difficulties, we realize that we have more strength than we ever imagined, and from there we can find creative solutions to overcome them. Moreover, unity and support from those around us are crucial in overcoming hardships. When society faces a crisis, the bond between its members becomes more important than ever. We need to support each other, work together to find common solutions, and collectively overcome difficulties. It is this unity and mutual support that will not only help us survive, but also emerge stronger in the future. Becoming strong in difficult times. Once we have overcome bad times, we will realize that we have changed. We become stronger, more resilient, and more capable of facing greater challenges. This is when we must continue to develop the qualities and skills we have honed during hard times to prepare for new opportunities and challenges. A strong person is not only someone who knows how to face difficulties, but also someone who knows how to use the experiences they have gained to help others. When we have overcome difficulties, we can become a source of inspiration and support for those around us, helping them find their path through their own hard times. This is when we become leaders, guiding our society and communities towards better times. Building good times. When we have become strong, we have the responsibility to rebuild society and create good times. This requires not only individual effort, but also cooperation and unity from everyone in society. Building good times is not easy, but it is entirely possible if we have the will and determination. We need to focus on improving the education system, enhancing the quality of life, and creating fair opportunities for everyone. We must build a society where everyone has the chance to develop themselves and contribute to the community. Furthermore, in the process of building good times, we must not forget the lessons of the past. Do not let prosperity and ease make us lose our resilience. We must always keep a vigilant spirit, continuously improving and innovating to avoid falling into complacency and weakness, sustaining the cycle of growth. As we have seen, the rule good times create weak people. Weak people create bad times. Bad times create strong people. Strong people create good times as an endless cycle. However, we can learn to keep this cycle running in a more positive direction. A thriving and sustainable society is not one without difficulties, but one that knows how to face and learn from them. We must keep a constant learning attitude, not only from successes, but also from failures. We must prepare for the future, not only by building a better life today, but also by cultivating and developing the qualities that will help us overcome any challenge that comes our way. The saying, good times create weak people create bad times create strong people. Strong people create good times is not merely an observation about society, it is a crucial reminder of the fundamental laws of life. It is a cycle in which we all play a part, and how we respond to each phase determines our future and the future of society. We may not control everything that happens around us, but we can control how we face it. We can choose to become stronger in difficult times, and from there we will have the capacity to create better times for ourselves and those around us. Life is never easy, but it is through challenges and difficulties that we are given the opportunity to grow and develop. Remember that in every phase of life, we always have the choice of how we respond, and it is this choice that will determine our future. So always keep your faith, never stop striving, and let every hardship you encounter become a stepping stone for you to move forward, to become stronger, and to create a better life for yourself and those around you.